All right. So, hi everyone. Thanks for joining us today. Today's session is about how AI is beginning to show up inside manufacturing workflows, specifically within Business Central, and what that could mean in practical terms. There's a lot of noise around AI right now, co-pilots, chatbots, agents, and our goal today isn't to add to that noise. Is to clarify what's actually happening, what's available today, and where this AI talk track may be headed. So we'll keep this in true lunch and learn fashion, about 20 minutes of content or so, followed by some Q&A discussion. So as questions come up, feel free to drop them in our Q&A chat at any point, and we'll make sure to leave a few minutes at the end here to go through them. So with that being said, let's take a quick look at how we're going to spend our time. So first, I'll take a few minutes to clarify kind of the difference between automation, AI, and agents, because those are terms that are getting used interchangeably right now, and they're not really the same thing. And see the ramen. We'll walk through how some of these concepts are beginning to take shape inside Business Central specifically, and how they could apply in a manufacturing environment. We'll close with what this means in practical terms, and then open it up for some Q&A. So the goal today isn't to be overly technical or theoretical. It's to ground this in actual real workflows. So just some quick intros and housekeeping here. So my name is Clayton Jones. I'm an account executive here at Bond Consulting, located in the Dallas area, despite my really cool beach background there that I get to look at all day. And see the ramen.
Thank you, Clayton. Hello, everyone. My name is Sita Raman. I have around 24 years of experience. I initially worked in manufacturing industries and then later moved to ERP implementations. I've done around 100 plus successful ERP implementations. I'm currently working with Bond Consulting Services as subject matter expert. Thank you. Over to Clayton.
Awesome. Thanks, see the ramen. We'll get to see the ramen quick because that's the smart guy that you want to be talking to about AI and manufacturing. But I'm going to give us a little bit of flavor of and tee this up. So before we kind of jump into the agents and how it applies in manufacturing scenarios, let's level set on what we mean by an agent. Because automation, like I said, automation, AI, and agents aren't really the same thing, even though they're often used interchangeably in different marketing material and things you might see on the internet. So let's go ahead and clarify that first, so we can land the rest of the conversation. So let's start there. So the foundation. Most of us are familiar with automation, not a very new concept by any means. Rule-based workflows follows a predefined steps. X happens, Y happens, structured, pretty predictable, and it works very well until inputs change or something falls outside that defined path. So AI, that's kind of where it takes it a step further. It interprets intent and generates a response. Think Microsoft 365 Copilot or ChatGPT or Gemini or Claude or whatever AI platform you might be using. It's more flexible, but still usually one step. It doesn't plan, it doesn't validate outcomes, it doesn't operate toward an objective. And that's kind of where agents start to differ. So an agent doesn't just respond, it plans based on a goal. It takes actions using tools, it evaluates whether the result is correct. And if needed, it adjusts before finalizing. So it's kind of the shift we're seeing from reactive AI to more proactive systems, kind of where the value is going to be, really. Another simple way to think about it is this: agents monitor, they prepare, and they recommend. And sometimes within defined permissions, they act. But at each step of the process, a human remains in control. So that's a big question we get a lot whenever we're talking about AI and agents is it just going to run off and start doing things for me? And we want to be sure that there is a human actually in control of the entire process, but this process is automated by the agent. So let's make this a little more concrete. Cedar Raman's going to go ahead and walk us through how these concepts show up in Business Central specifically and what that could look like in a manufacturing context. So Cedar
Thank you.
Raman.
Thank you, Clayton. So AI, the powerful word artificial intelligence in manufacturing within Microsoft Dynamics 365 Business Central enhances operational efficiency and decision making through various intelligent features. So agents in Business Central are AI powered team assistants that go beyond traditional automation. So unlike static workflows or hard-coded AI logic, agents can interpret high-level business goals expressed in natural language and translate them into actionable steps. So AI in Business Central Manufacturing helps automate repeated tasks, allowing employees to focus on more strategic activities. This includes generating production orders, managing inventory more efficiently and effectively, which can lead to increased productivity and job satisfaction. So this will directly help providing savings on operation cost, labor cost, and inventory cost. So triggering an AI agent is actually triggering an activity to do a job based on predefined set of activities. Microsoft have provided two standard AI agents, purchase payable and sales order agent. In that, the sales order agent, when a quote or a price for a specific product or any product requested by customer, then Business Central will receive, the AI will receive and review that message, and then it reverts with the details of the products, delivery time to the customer. And then when a quote is won, the sales quote is converted into a sales order, meaning the demand is created in Business Central. So basically, AI agents can be used to automate repeated tasks that can intelligently review the steps and follow the necessary guided steps with complete end-to-end traceability. So in a standard Business Central flow where when a customer confirms an order, a demand is created, meaning a sales order is created. And then based on the replenishment system that is defined in the item card, it need to be either purchase or production. So in our scenario, where we are just trying to create a production order and then send notification to the production team, review the raw material stock, then followed by consumptions and registering the output. So now let us discuss on three different scenarios. One is when a customer sends an email about a product, sending a quote to the customer. And then when customer confirms, reviews and confirms the product, then it convert quote to order. And then the scenario three is where we'll check the item availability and create production orders using the AI agents. For example, in the scenario one where, so here in this, so when a sales quote is requested by the customer, and then it'll get reviewed by AI on the AI task pane at the right side, and then a quote is sent to the customer, and then based on customer confirms it, and then quote is converted to order. So when you see into the Business Central, the next slide, please. Next one. Yeah. So on the Business Central, if you see that on the right hand side, you will see that the task pane where the AI agents receives the message from the customer. So when an email is sent by customer and the email has to be a shared email has to be set up in Business Central so that a dedicated shared email so the AI agent can review those emails from the customer. And when the email is received, as soon as AI reviews that, you will see that on the right hand side, a customer sends an email, and then when you click that, the next screen will come where it asks you, do you want to review that email from the customer? And then when you select the review, you will see that the email from the customer asking about the product. Hey, can you please send me the code for this product? And what is the delivery lead time? Then as soon as you select the continue on the task pane, you will see that there is a task in progress. So it's a dedicated predefined set of activities with a different scenario setup. And then as soon as a few seconds, it will be less than microseconds, I would say. And then the next view, you will get it. But it'll, so what Business Central does, the AI will check is, it will go and check the item availability. When it is available, then it can provide the delivery date. Or if it does not available, then it'll inform the customer, hey, do you want to consider, since the stock is not available, do you want to consider an alternative item or substitute item that you would like us to send a quote? or confirm the order. And then as soon as you select that review, you will see that there are the review item availability review features where based on you can fine tune this based on the location review on for a specific item, a specific description, and then color or variance, whatever it is. And then once you set this up and you can select continue, and then the next task in progress where customer feels that, okay, I want to only know the pricing of this and item availability of this item, and then Business Central will send an email about the status of this um, product customer has requested for. Next screen, please. So it creates an email message, drafts that email message. And if you wanted to review that particular message, you can, as soon as you select that review option shown on the right hand side task pane, you will see that email drafted by AI. It provides information what it is needed. Customer, when we did the test, it shows, hey, this particular item is not available. Do you want to consider an alternative item? So now when the other scenarios where when you get the items available and when the customer confirms the order, the next scenario is where a demand is created in Business Central. So the demand, which will be which will give you the direction of either this based on the replenishment system, you can create a purchase order or a production order. So the next scenario is based on the item availability. If the replenishment system is production, then AI agent can be set up to create a production order. In that way, it saves a lot of time and end-to-end accuracy. So basically, the agent manages the entire process, receives the item request from customer, emails in a shared mailbox, then identify the customer from the registered in Business Central. So it is very important the customer email address need to be updated on the customer list contacts. So, and then it drafts the sales quote with the requested items, verifies the item availability, then forwards the sales quote to the customer approval, then receives confirmation, converts. As soon as the confirmation is received from customer, it converts the quote into a sales order and shares the details of order with the customer via email. So basically, and AI in manufacturing will help increase productivity, production line efficiency, and revenue the company. It transforms factory operations and product design, empower sales by confirming order promising with accuracy and end-to-end traceability. It's very important. I repeat, it empowers sales by confirming the order promising to the customer with accuracy and end-to-end traceability. Facilitate better decision making to increase your manufacturing business. It saves time and reduce errors. Thank you.
All right. So let's kind of dive into thanks, Rama. Let's kind of dive into the next layer of ERP for manufacturing. So let's zoom out for a moment. ERP is not going anywhere, despite all the cool things that AI is doing and some of the processes that Raman just walked through. Business Central is still the operational backbone. It runs orders, purchasing, production, finance. That foundation remains very critical. What's changing isn't the backbone, it's the layer of intelligence that's operating within it. So AI introduces contextual assistance. It can interpret, draft, summarize, surface insights, but agents take that one step further. They operate toward that objective. They monitor, they prepare, they recommend, and sometimes they act. And importantly, human will still always remain in control, as Raman noted in the examples there. So for manufacturers specifically, this doesn't mean ripping out processes. It doesn't mean replacing planners. It doesn't mean full automation overnight. It means identifying specific friction points where people rechecking reports, what are repeated validation steps that are happening, and where emails triggering manual work. That's where the agent style systems can begin adding value. So some capabilities exist today. Others are conceptual, and in some cases, custom agents could be built to support repeatable patterns across manufacturing environments. So the opportunity here isn't hype. It's incremental. It's governed intelligence layered onto workflows that you already rely on. So I think the main theme here is, we're going from a reactive process to more of a proactive assistant. So, with that being said, I know this is still kind of evolving for many teams and several of the companies that we're talking to. This is definitely a huge point of emphasis when evaluating an ERP system or optimizing their current ERP system. So, feel free to ask about any practical implications, timelines or specific workflows that you're thinking about. We'll open it up for questions. So let me see here if I can check the Q&A tab. I can figure out how to operate Teams. So we have one here. Would something like this make more impact at order intake or once we're actually in production? Good question. See the Raman, you want to tackle
Yeah,
that one?
yeah, sure. That's a great question. So definitely it is going to create an impact. So one is, as I mentioned, when a customer sends an email, we don't need to wait somebody reviewing the order after some hours and then checking with customer, checking with the production team, the requested date from the customer, and then checking with production team, when is that production going to be available, when is that product can be delivered, order promising. So it it'll not even waste a time. As soon as it gets an email from the customer, it immediately triggers on the task pane and can start communicating uh, with the business central to check what's available. If something is available, immediately it sends a email, confirms the order promising date, or if stock is not available, the production order is going to be created. So definitely there will be end-to-end traceability, it will definitely create an impact in confirming the order delivery date to the customer, promising, hey, we are going to deliver this product by this date. It's definitely going to create a great impact on saving time and accuracy. That's a great question. Thank you.
Awesome. And looks like we've got one more here. So is Microsoft going to be adding manufacturing specific agents in BC?
Yeah, that's a great question. Yeah. So now I think Microsoft has deployed to sales order and purchase order agents, and then they are working on many manufacturing agents, which is currently in pipeline on the roadmap, and that is going to be available very soon in the upcoming releases from Microsoft. And if they are not providing any thing which you are interested, probably you can definitely reach out to Bond team where we'll be able to help getting that done for you. Thank you.
Awesome. Yeah, and just to piggyback off that, there's Microsoft is making a huge investment in agentic workflows for 2026. A lot of cool stuff coming out, and that's kind of the beauty of Business Central as well, is you get the kind of biannual updates. So as new innovation comes out, it's automatically added to your environment, and you can take advantage of that very easily. So awesome. I think that's all the questions we have. If anybody else has any questions, feel free to pop them in the chat. Or if you have any questions you want to take offline, we will be giving you my email after this, so you can reach out to me directly and we can get a conversation started. But we appreciate everybody's time. Thanks for joining us today. If this was helpful, we'll continue, hosting these short lunch and learns. Kind of the goal here is to translate what Microsoft is actually rolling out without the added noise and to kind of ground it in reality a little bit. So, and lastly, if you're seeing any friction points in your own workflows, and I'd love to hear where you're where you're feeling that. So feel free to reach out. So appreciate everybody for joining and thanks for the time.
Thank you, everyone.